have Nicki Minaj up in
Look
this.
at that.
Yes.
Hey, y'all.
Hi. Now, before we went and broke for the show earlier today, you said you was going to go get you something to eat and write a rap.
Yeah, she said, I just need to write this rap real quick.
How do you, wait a minute, you can just write a rap wherever, anywhere, anytime?
Yes, because when I was a waitress, I had to force myself to do that. So I would be like on my feet for 12 hours a day and through the night. So when a rap or an idea would come to my mind, I would write it on my little waiter's pad.
Yeah.
So now I'm used to having to write or jot something down real quick. So my first 8 bars of that little rap, my managers sent it to me while I was in the car here, and I wrote the first 8 lines in the car, just really, really quickly in a few minutes. And now when we break here, I'm gonna go upstairs and try to just add 8 more lines to it.
Do you write it or do you put it like in a voice note?
I do both, but this one I actually typed it in my notes, but I do that as well. Like I'll record it in my voice note just because I want to sometimes remember my melody.
Right. Yeah. Because we've all tried to remember something and then later we can never remember it.
Exactly.
Especially like a dream and you go, you got to remember that.
Yeah.
Gone.
That's so true. I do that now too. I write down my dreams. That's very true.
Yeah. Now, where were you waitressing?
Red Lobster.
Oh my God.
A bunch of different ones at
Girl,
that.
let's talk about the cheddar biscuits. Don't get upset.
Oh, child. They better have my cheddar biscuits.
Don't get upset about the cheddar biscuits.
But I used to get mad when people kept on asking for more and more freaking biscuits.
Why
are they free? Are they free?
They are free.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it's just like, child, did y'all come here to eat seafood or did y'all come for the biscuit?
I came for the biscuits with the crab leg fiesta, whatever the fucking bottomless crab legs.
Oh, that too. That
Yes.
Which one did you work at? Which
I
ones?
worked at many. I got fired from all. I worked in Rego Park. I worked at Valley Stream. I worked in Co-op City in the Bronx.
Oh,
Co-op City.
Yes.
I dated a boy up there.
Ooh.
Jeff.
Oh.
He was one of the men of color.
Yes, of course.
And when I say dated, I meant.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. That's where the co-op comes in.
Yes,
yeah.
girl.
So now, would you eat the food, or how long after you started working there did you stop eating the food?
I never stopped eating the food
You never stopped
until
eating
this
it.
day. Till this day, I still love Red Lobster. Like,
Really? What do you order?
Well, I'll get an ultimate feast, but you know what's my favorite
She gets
thing?
the ultimate feast.
Yeah,
Yes,
but
Nikki.
one of my favorite things is the Cajun chicken pasta.
Okay.
It's so good.
Cajun
chicken pasta, but you're at a seafood place. Why you get chicken?
But because it's really seasoned well, but you can mix it. So you can put you can create your own 3. You can do a Cajun chicken pasta. I love the fried shrimp and I love the shrimp scampi. So sometimes I'll do those 3 things.
Their shrimp scampi's bomb.
So good.
I gotta go so far for Red Lobster
Yeah.
because the closest one to me is Oxnard.
Really?
It's 805.
Yeah.
It's far. The one that was in my town, gone.
Yeah. Well, years ago, I've been in years. George wanted to
What's
go.
wrong with
This is about
you?
20, I don't know,
She
maybe
bougie,
25
child.
years
Right?
ago. George wanted to go to a Red Lobster because he had seen the commercial. He's Australian, so he'd never seen or heard of it before. He saw the commercial and wanted to go to Shrimp Fest.
Yes,
I'm like, shit.
Shrimp Fest.
Listen, I know. I've
I
heard
called it Fiesta.
Yeah. Well, we went, and of course, he did not like it because it was, it wasn't what he thought it was going to
It's
be.
mass market.
Why?
It's mass. This is 25 years ago.
Oh, okay.
And his ass was bougie back then too.
Okay.
But I worked at a Red Lobster on.
You did?
I certainly did.
What? So you don't know Red Lobster?
I
We're
did. No.
sisters.
This is one of 2 real jobs I've ever
How
had.
long did you last at Red Lobster?
Probably a week.
See?
Busting tables at a week. And this is in Atlanta. What was that? Shallowford Road? It was off of Shallowford. South of Shallowford Road in Atlanta, and I worked there for a week.
Wow.
It was hard. Busting tables.
Busting tables.
It's
is-
very hard work working there.
Yeah.
I don't think people realize that. And we do long hours.
Yeah. Well, the hard part for the being a waiter is very hard because you have to deal with the public.
People, yes, and their attitudes. And if you got a little attitude too, child, then it is a problem.
Yeah, because your attitude
And
because
their
their attitude
Yeah.
equal.
Explosion.
Yep. And then,
Cheddar
when they,
biscuits
did,
all
and then when
over.
they didn't give me no tip, I would have more of an attitude and run out there and be cussing them out. And that's how I got fired.
Wait a minute. So people would not give you a tip.
Sometimes.
Did you walk up to the table and be like, hey, my name is Nikki, I'm your server?
I'd be like, hi, welcome to our last. My name is Onika. And I would say like the
Oh,
drink
you
of
said
the
your government name.
Oh, yes, ma'am. And I would say the drink of the day, the fish of the day, blah, blah, blah. Put their coaster on the table.
That's nice.
Yeah, I would be nice.
Yeah.
And sometimes people would like force themselves to be mean to you just because they cheap ass didn't want to tip you.
Oh.
Yeah.
True.
So how did it come to be that you worked at all these different Red Lobsters? Is it why?
See, we asked the important questions.
Yes.
But no, but I mean, if you worked at several of them,
Didn't word get around?
Well, I kept getting fired, and the thing is, okay, so when I actually snuck into working at the Rego Park location. I thought, well, maybe if I just lay low, they wouldn't remember that I was working in the Valley Stream. Maybe no one here will remember me. And sure enough, I saw them like start talking under their breath, and they started whispering. And as soon as they found out, I was gone. But then with Co-op City, being that it was one of my old managers that my best friend, she's really cool with, she begged him to give me a job, and he gave me another chance. Yeah. And then I cussed the customers out, stuck my middle finger, and ran out the restaurant telling them to give me back my pen because they didn't tip me. And then I got fired again.
Yeah, yeah. So did you have a lot of regular jobs in your life?
Actually I did. Yeah. I was a customer service rep for a long time for a phone company, and I was an office manager, like literally on Wall Street.
What was the longest job you've had?
I think between waitressing and customer service, because I did waitressing for a long time, because at that time it was good money, like it was cash money. Like, I was making, when you do that, like you can make at least, at that time, you could make at least $500 a week. There was some girls making $1,000 a week cash.
What?
Yeah.
The nice girls, Nikki, the nice girls?
Yeah, the really nice ones. But I was excited because I'm like, I'm stacking my money. I got more money than everybody. I'm like 19 years old with all this money. Yeah. So I bought a BMW.
Really?
Wow.
With my tip money?
Well, I got a little settlement, I think, from like an accident. So
Jacoby and Myers?
Right. But it was only a couple thou. And I had money because of my waitressing to put down and to then make the payments. Those were really expensive payments and car insurance. My car note was $400 something a month. Wow. And my insurance was $1,200 every 3 months.
Yeah. That's crazy.
So that's a lot of money.
That is a lot.
And I never ever lost my car, ever.
And that's because you were under 25. Is that right? Is
Probably,
that why?
Yep.
Yeah.
And I was just,
it was an expensive car.
And it was an expensive car.
Yeah, yeah.
In the neighborhood.
So when you first started making real money, what was the first thing you bought? First extravagance.
I bought a Range Rover.
That was the first extravagance.
That was one of the first extravagant things. But the thing, I don't know if people notice, but one of the other first extravagant things I did was buy all my best friends' cars too. So,
was that, in hindsight, was that a mistake?
One of them, the other day, I was talking about, I don't know why I bought that car for the most part, no. Because all of my girlfriends are my childhood friends. So they've literally known me since I was a kid.
Wow.
So I bought, like Mercedes-Benz, 2 Range Rovers, a BMW.
And you paid cash for them all.
Yes,
and they didn't have any pay. And they had
no
to take care
to this day.
They had to take care of the insurance and stuff.
Now that's
I even paid their insurance for the first year.
Wow.
Whenever I buy somebody a car, like I do that. But yeah.
Because we talked about this a lot here on this podcast, where people who have made a huge impact on the world and start making money, how do you reconcile the old friendships? Because a lot of the old friendships are still struggling. And, how do you keep that relationship from I can't say that word.
Deteriorating.
Yes.
I got you.
My friends have been in my life for so long that they're more like family. So we're the type of friends, like, we can, cuss each other out, but they know I love them to death. I'll always be there for them. So I don't really have an issue.
But do they come asking for money?
Sometimes, but really, no. To be honest, I always offer my friends and my family money. Like, every time I go around, I'll have cash and just give everybody money, because I don't want people to have to ask me, because I think maybe they might feel bad to have to ask. Yeah. So for the most part, when I go around, like my hood, like in Queens, I just walk around with cash and give out money. But that's been for the last 10 years. I literally just said, though, this year I have to switch it up. Yeah. Because now I have to start planning for my family, my own family. Yeah. And I realized that sometimes people could start thinking that you're obligated to do it. So now I have to say no, learn how to say no, which was very difficult for me. I have to learn how to say no and not feel guilty. I used to always feel guilty, like I shouldn't have all this. Or but I worked my ass off. And so it's like, what the hell is wrong with me? But I went through a lot of guilt for a very long time.
Now, when you first got famous and became so super successful, did you start going to therapy or anything like that to sort of deal with?
I did.
You wish you did.
I wish I did.
Never too late, baby.
Yeah, I think maybe I will, because, I don't know. The industry hit me like a Mack truck. I didn't know what to expect. It was right at the beginning of social media and Twitter. So I was able to read all the negative things people would say.
Oh no.
And it scars you. Like, you're human. No matter how much you say you don't care, it does take a toll on you. So I think it made me put up like this defense mechanism for my whole career, which looking back now, I wish I didn't take it on as much.
Yeah.
But so yeah, I never officially did therapy, but I would love to, and I may. Like, I think I did one session with this one man, and it was really good, but it was in New York, and when I came to LA, I just never followed up on it with anyone. But
do you live out here in LA?
Yeah, I live in LA.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I'm moving back though. I think this year
to New York.
Yeah,
why don't you live in both places?
I guess actually I will be, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I want to just have like set up shop in New York now.
Yeah.
I've been here forever.
Well, finding a therapist is not the easiest thing. You have to audition them, and you have to find the people who you have a connect, where you feel safe enough to tell your secrets and stuff. Yeah. But I think, I talk to a lot of people who have become, their position has changed drastically. And then reconciling the old self with the new self it's a struggle. What was the byproduct of that struggle? Did you just call people up and cuss them out, or did you egg houses? Did you TP houses? What was the byproduct of that change?
I was already from a very aggressive neighborhood. And then when I went to high school, I was able to tame that because I was going to school for theater. But when I came into business, I felt like I had to be that very hood girl all over again.
Right.
I think the byproduct was just making me... And plus I'm a rapper, so I was always around men.
Yeah.
It made me always feel like I have to, like, I guess I had a chip on my shoulder. I have to make sure that y'all don't think that y'all about to touch me or do it with me or da-da-da. Like, I always was very, very big on like not being sexually promiscuous, because I knew that once that would have happened, I would lose respect from these male rappers that I loved.
Yeah.
And so that was one of the things that I made my business not to do in this industry.
Yeah.
And that's why I can still get respect from them. But I think it just hardened me. It would make me like just be super aggressive. And then when I would look back, I'd be like, why did I just speak like that? Or why did I, just assume this person was, coming for the jugular? Or, you know what I'm saying?
Right, I do.
I could have been just more calm, but instead I was just like, oh, I'm back in Southside Jamaica, Queens, child. What you trying to do? Like,
but
what
you're also younger.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
I didn't know a lot. And it's not like a lot of people have parents in this industry. Like, their parents, like, I didn't have that. I learned everything myself, and there's no rule book on how to be a rapper.
That's why I think that, there should be, for all young people in show business or reality, people get famous really fast, there should be some type of a therapy agency where you go and you train yourself, or they train you how to deal with these kinds of situations.
Absolutely.
Otherwise, you just have to do it on your own.
Yeah.
Because that happen all the time.
It happens
to
all
everybody.
the time.
Nobody
So you said you're from South Jamaica, Queens?
Yes.
Is that a rough neighborhood?
Yeah, it is. Like, I used to tell people, and this is the truth, any man in my neighborhood that I would see was either on crack or selling crack.
Oh, that's hot.
Yeah, that's like, and literally right on my corner. Like, I would walk, and when we were younger, we walked to the store by ourselves and stuff.
Yeah, sure.
So it wasn't a big deal, but I'm just saying, like, there was no filter for what was happening in the neighborhood. It was just like, I remember like walking behind people and seeing their crack fall out their hands and them picking it up and like running along. Like it was just so normal.
Yeah. I've never done crack before.
That actually surprises me.
Well,
for real, because Ru has done everything.
I've done everything.
Oh.
But you know what? Back in the 70s, in the late 70s, I did do freebase some coke, which is the same thing, right?
Isn't it the same thing?
I think it's the
crack
same
cocaine
thing. Our producer's shaking his head like he
different?
know. You don't know no damn crack cocaine.
You know the difference between cocaine and crack cocaine?
They cook it differently.
It's cooked differently. One is like the fast, cheap version, and the other is the old-fashioned way. The way you do some cheese.
If you
biscuit.
freebased it, and then what? Smoked it?
Freebase is smoking it.
Oh, so I think that is crack.
It is crack.
Isn't it? Yeah,
it
that's
is.
what it. They
Oh,
put
honey.
it in a pipe and smoke it.
Yeah. Oh, it is the devil's.
But you heat it with the thing.
Yeah, you heat it.
then
Yeah,
that's
you heat
definitely-
it with a pipe. Yeah, yeah. So how did you avoid getting involved with all that?
Because my father was on drugs at that time. My mother used to put it in our heads, don't ever do this, don't ever do that. In fact, and this is the truth, I didn't even know how to smoke weed until like a few years ago because I wouldn't even touch a cigarette. Like I had never gotten drunk. And one of the things I think, and people used to tell me, they was like, you need to get high, you need to get drunk. And now I realize why people used to say that to me, because I didn't have anything to calm me down. And I didn't know anything about going and get a pill or taking anything. So I just was like, I either was on my natural happy high or I was on my natural rage, like what? Da, 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 you know?
Yeah.
But my mother, she wouldn't even curse around us. She, no cigarettes, no drinking, no nothing. So I just went on the farthest side of, possibly. But then eventually being in the industry and being being older and living away from my mother, probably like in the last, I would say maybe 6-7 years, I started like actually drinking and you know what I'm saying? And now I can smoke or getting high or whatever. But it just didn't turn me on. It wasn't something that I ever wanted to do.
That's great.
Yeah. When's your birthday?
December 8th.
December 8th.
Sagittarius.
Yeah.
Oh, so you're Vegetarius.
She is.
I'm a Vegetarian.
She's a
What's your sign?
Vegetarius. Virgo, Scorpio.
Scorpio, yes.
Oh,
I can actually get along really well with
Sagittarius. So do I.
Vegetarians.
Two of my best friends are Scorpios.
Yeah, no.
A male and a female.
Yeah, Scorpios, Vegetarius, and Virgos. They get
We're not
get along
matches,
well.
but yeah.
We're not matches? What do you
No.
mean we're not matches?
Well, the trifecta is Scorpio. Sorry, I'm putting myself. Virgo, Taurus, and Capricorn. So there's, the earth signs.
I get along with Capricorn. I don't get along with Taurus, though.
Really?
No.
Not male Tauruses are the worst thing on the planet.
The worst.
Yeah,
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very jealous and
Pig-headed,
abusive.
stubborn.
Yeah, yes.
So now, Anika. Anika, I love that name.
Thank you.
Did you always know how to rap? I know that you went to the School of Performing Arts. In which one?
The Fame School,
Not
LaGuardia?
not
Fame School.
LaGuardia.
Yep.
Yeah.
You went LaGuardia.
Yep, right by Juilliard.
Yeah.
So I used to have to pass by Juilliard every day. I think I always had it in me that one of my next door neighbors was a girl a little bit older than me, and she used to rap, and I kind of wanted to impress her. So one day I just wrote this really horrible rap, and I went and knocked on her door, and when she opened the door, I started saying my rap. And it was so dumb. It was cookies, the name chocolate chip is the flavor. Suck up my styles like a cherry lifesaver. And I really thought I was doing something.
Oh, you were?
Actually, that's not bad. I like it.
What does that even mean? To suck up my styles like a cherry lifesaver? Like, it was so dumb. And I was so embarrassed for years and years after. But it was a whole rap that I did.
Did you grow up loving rap? Who were your favorite rappers growing up?
I loved like Salt and Pepper, and they were from Queens.
Yep.
So at that time, it was just like, oh my God, like I just loved the fashion and their boldness and all that good stuff when I was a kid, And I was like in that LL Cool J Around the Way girl and seeing the girls with the bamboo earrings, and he's from Queens too.
Yes.
So that's around the time when I was falling in love with hip hop, Slick Rick. That era.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. We got Nicki Minaj here. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back after this. I love me some Squarespace, child. They be making them websites. They do. They make great websites, and it's easy to do.
Yes.
You would dropping and dragging, they platforms and all that stuff. Hey, you guys out there should get you a website.
You should, because when you're ready to purchase, you can get 10% off with the offer code RU. That's squarespace.com, offer code RU.
Wait, what's the Slick Rick album? Adventures in what?
Adventures in, I got it right here. Hold on.
Yeah, because everybody talks about Slick Rick, but I don't know anything about Slick Rick.
Remember that song? Yeah, it was one of
The
those
Great
days,
Adventures.
not long
Yes.
ago. I was,
Yeah.
He's a good story telling my
It's a
brand
great
at that
adventure, Slick
time,
Rick.
and also he was like almost like a fashion icon too.
Yeah.
He was
With his eye
fly,
patch?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
what makes...
He was with Dougie Fresh.
Yeah.
Oh, I know that. I know that about Dougie Fresh. 6 minutes, Dougie Fresh.
That one, Lottie
Yes.
Dottie.
Yeah. So what makes a good rapper? Because you are really fantastic. You have your own rhythm. You've created your own vernacular and style
cadence.
and cadence. It's so beautiful. I love it. What do you think makes a good rapper?
A good rapper to me, I like it when they are multidimensional in their flow. Like with me, I always try my best not to give you the same flow more than once. I always try to be spontaneous and exciting on the track. I believe that a good little humor is always good. I think of a dope rapper should be able to be versatile. You should be able to, spit a song that'll make people cry, or spit a song that'll make people turn up.
Yeah.
I think, and in this day and age, I think it's important, especially for females, to know that to have the confidence enough to write their raps. Like I always thought. In the beginning of my career, my whole thing was no man's ever gonna write my rap, because I had heard that was like the norm, and I thought I was smart, and I was like, well, what can you write that I can't write? You know what I'm saying? Like that was my whole vibe coming into it. So I think, whenever you pen your own thoughts, that's all to me. I love that because then I'm not only just falling in love with the words, I'm falling in love with the person and the way their mind works.
Yes.
So all of those great things. And of course, I mean, in this day and age, you gotta know how to make a song because like you can come in and spit hard and spit like I used to spit on other people's records all the time, but you also have to know how to go in that studio and create on your own at some point. That is what shows the maturity then of the artist.
And what made you? When did you realize that you could sing? Did you always sing?
Well, I don't sing. Let's be clear.
You
but
sing.
I can
You
know,
sing.
I can hum a tune. But I will say I always loved singing because my mother used to always play Diana Ross and stuff in the house, and she would play Babyface. So I would always hear my mother singing around the house, and that's how we would like play with each other and engage. She would always make me sing and stuff. And then I just started doing like hooks and choruses for people around my way when they would go to the studio, and that's how I got into the singing part.
Yeah. What Diana Ross songs? I know we're almost out of
don't
time.
get her
What
started
Diana
on
Ross
that.
songs?
My baby.
Oh, the Supremes and stuff.
Oh yeah, the Supremes era. And because my mother has a little tiny voice at that time, and she swore she was sounding like Diana Ross, but she never did. And like it was so.
Oh, Mom.
You resemble Shaka Khan. People say
Everyone
that.
says that.
Yeah.
Everyone says that.
Have you worked with her?
Never, but I love her, and it's a compliment when people say that because I mean she's beautiful.
She's gorgeous, yeah.
Now, does your mother live out here or in New York?
In New York.
Yeah.
Everybody all of my family lives in New York. That's
stayed
why.
there.
Yeah, that's why I want to go back now.
Yeah, because not to be crude or anything, but you have a lot of money. I'm not. You don't have to say anything.
You
don't
just
have to say
be in
anything.
Southside Jamaica
but you have a
Queens.
lot of money, and so I'm just always curious about how are people able to negotiate the crew back home and the family members. We talked about this earlier, and your own life that you have worked hard and deserved and you have earned. That must be a weird way to negotiate that. I know it's hard to speak on because you don't want to hurt nobody's feelings.
I don't know. It's weird because I think my Nicki Minaj persona is more of like flashy and stuff, and I don't know. But I think my real self is so much more down to earth. So it doesn't. I don't notice. I don't know. I just feel very regular.
Yeah,
Like,
I feel you. I feel you. Well, you have so much more. You've given us so much, and you have so much more to give.
Thank you.
I'm so excited about where Nicki Minaj is going and
you.
everything that Nicki Minaj does. It's
And
just
you are
fabulous.
a badass. Don't ever forget it.
Thank you.
There are not many rappers that can spit the way you spit, do a pop song the way you do,
Thank
do
you.
movies like you do. Don't ever forget
Thank you.
who Nicki motherfucking Minaj is.
Thank you,
For real.
Michelle Minaj.
Exactly.
But I want to thank you guys for having me because RuPaul, like, obviously, I know you know that you're an icon, but I'm talking about, like, when I say I have been mesmerized I'm talking like your whole career, my whole career that I can remember, and always watching the Drag Race show. And it just brought so much fun to my life and excitement for so many years. And I just want you to know that, like, it's my pleasure to be here with you guys, honestly.
Thank you so much.
so happy you're
Thank
here.
you. Well, we're going to get you back out on that judges panel. We're going to go to a break right now. So we will talk to you in just a few minutes.
With us,
All
fools.
right.
Yes, with us. Thank you,
Thank
Nicki
you,
Minaj.
Nicki Minaj.